Welcome to my next video tutorial on CSS. Today's topic, we are going to talk about the page layout of the display property. The display property is the most important CSS property for controlling layout. The display property specifies if or how an element is displayed. Every HTML element has a default display value, depending on what type of element is it. The default display value for most elements is block or in an inline display. Click to show panel. This panel contains a div element. A div is a division and used to group an element, which is hidden by default, and the display value will be none. It is styled with CSS, and we use JavaScript to show it. Change it to display is block. We have block level elements. A block level element always starts on a new line and takes up the full weight available. Stretch it out to the left and right as far as it can. The div element is a block level element. Example of a block element. We have a div. A div is an example of a block element. And we have a headline 1 to 6. All the headlines are in block, an example of block elements. The next one is a paragraph. A paragraph is a block level element. Then we have a form. A form is part of the example of a block level element. Then a header. A header too is an example of a block level element. Then we have a footer too. Then we have a section. Now let's discuss about inline elements. An inline element does not start on a new line and only takes up as much width as necessary. This is an inline element with spans element inside a paragraph. Example of inline element are: we have a span, we have an anchor, we have an image. Then the next what I want to discuss now is the display element. The display is none. Display is none is commonly used with JavaScript to hide and show elements without deleting and recreating them. Take a look at our last example on this page if you want to know how this can be achieved. The script element uses display is known as default. We have to override the default display value. As mentioned, every element has a default display value. However, you can override this. Changing an inline element to a block element or vice versa can be useful for making the page look a specific way and still follow the web standard. A common example is making inline in list style element for horizontal menus. For example, if you list in a list style, then we have display is inline. Note, setting the display property of an element only changes how the element is displayed, not what kind of element is it. So an inline element with display is block is not allowed to have other block element inside it. The following example displays span element as block elements. That is, span is display is block. The following example display an anchor element as block element 2. Then we have anchor display is block. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.